There's a common myth in hard rock that power comes from lead guitar, from solos, from speed, from flash, but if you listen closely to the bands that actually last, the ones that sound massive without sounding busy, you start to notice something else. Real power often comes from the rhythm guitar. Whether we're talking about Eddie Van Halen, whether we're talking about Led Zeppelin, whether we're talking about Jimi Hendrix or even newer bands, the core of a band is often coming from the rhythm guitar. And today I want to talk about two guitarists from two completely different eras who both understand what rhythm guitar really does for the sound of a band. I'm talking about Nancy Wilson of Heart and Daniela Villarreal of The Warning. And this isn't really a contest about ranking them. It's not about beating generations. It's definitely not about saying that they're better rhythm guitarists than they are lead guitarists. It's about how hard rock rhythm guitar has evolved and why these two players are part of the same musical lineage, even if they don't seem to be. So, rhythm guitar isn't just the part you play until the solo. At its best, rhythm guitar does three things. It defines the emotional temperature of a song. It controls the dynamics when the band surges and when it pulls back, and it creates weight without clutter. And a lot of bands get this wrong. They stack distortion and they endlessly overdub parts, and they hope that volume will equal power. In actuality, Nancy Wilson and Daniela have both figured out instinctively that the rhythm guitar is the pushing pulse, the body of a song, and so we have two different eras with the same understanding. Nancy Wilson's brilliance isn't about how much she plays, it's often about what she leaves out. Think about classic heart tracks, acoustic guitars that don't soften the band but sharpen it, electric parts that support the vocal instead of fighting against it, arrangements where the guitar is shaping not only the sound but the space of the song. So Nancy Wilson treats rhythm guitar like architecture. She builds frames, and Heart becomes heavy not because they're loud, but because the structure holds up. And this is why Heart can move from folk textures to arena rock without sounding schizophrenic. Nancy isn't chasing power, she's designing it. Now jump forward several decades. The Warning is power trio, no extra guitars to hide behind. This means that Dani isn't just a rhythm guitarist, she's a control center. Watch how she plays. Riffs are tight, economical, and deliberate. Stops and accents hit like punctuation marks. She lets silence work for her instead of trying to fill up every single second. This is huge. In a trio, overplaying kills songs. Daniela does the opposite. She disciplines the band. She understands when to lock with the drums, when to leave air for the bass, when distortion adds weight, and when it just adds noise. That restraint is not beginner energy, that's veteran thinking. And here's where the evolution actually happens. Nancy Wilson proved that rhythm guitar can be sophisticated, textural, and emotional, and Daniela takes that philosophy and applies it to a modern, stripped-down rock format, louder mixes, harder rhythmic edges. It's a greater responsibility, and she's also a singer. But to command the entire band's momentum, she first has to master this rhythmic guitar foundation. And that is the way that hard rock begins. It doesn't need more guitar heroes, it needs more guitarists who understand the role of the guitar. Nancy Wilson helped redefine what rhythm guitar could be in a major rock band. Daniela is showing what it can be now, without excess, without gimmicks, without nostalgia. Different generations, same musical intelligence. So I'm curious to hear your take. Do you think that rhythm guitar is as fundamentally important as I'm making it out to be here? And are there other players, classic or modern, that you'd mention in this connection? Let me know in the comments below. Music Guru here, asking you to help us on our march to 10,000 subscribers.